Okie dokie, let us continue the story for what it is. Discounting session 0, session number 40, which makes it the longest campaign that I had run with you folks so far.
Wow.
As a side note.
Yay.
Man, how do you tolerate us?
Crazy.
After tonight, I'm questioning this more and more.
Well, it was nice playing with you guys. I'll never see you again.
Forever.
Although, to be fair, I probably have to keep playing with you because I said that and I suddenly felt like, you know when you have a hiccup but not really and it stays in and you feel that like this
Like a
flash
catch in your throat or something.
this flash of pain in your chest.
Shadow is
I felt that.
Yeah.
Shadow's not ready to let us go.
You better keep running games or I'm going to cause a heart attack in you in real life.
And this is how we
I'm
learn
gonna use my
that
witch
Church,
powers.
in fact, is Light Yagami and has a fucking death note.
True.
You do not want this woman casting spells or hexes.
I will cast the most foul of hexes.
Mm.
Right. Last we left off, the party has been hailed as heroes in the city of Bright Glaciers as they have swooped in to save the day and relieve the town of its nemesis, that being the Lord of Seas, Jormungand. And along the way, or rather killing two birds with one stone, they have also taken care of Hellstrom, the Lord of Might. I say they, but in reality, to be more specific, that was Ibrahim finally raising up to his potential as the chosen nemesis by Hellstrom, the gladiator of Eclipse, battling it out on the top of the titanic, scaly body of Jormungand. Deciding this in a single pass, Ibrahim prevailed against his foe, even if it was a bit touch and go in terms of dice rolls.
You want to talk about being 2 points off? That was the worst time to be 2 points off.
Yeah, I mean the
The
fact that
dice
you
give it,
that,
and
that
the
you
dice
have to
take it away.
basically look through your abilities to find a way to get either another roll for yourself or
I really
roll for
did.
enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And after these foes have been vanquished, the storm has at first lessened, then mostly dissipated, and all of the party members are being, I want to say forcefully, but perhaps they let themselves be dragged with the flow of the festivities and the festival mode, because of course sure there have been some casualties, some destruction, but apart from the few that are taking care of that in the meantime and still securing the town, quite a fair share of it, including the Jarl, Hjalmar, I believe that's the name I gave, which I also again forgot to write it down, but well,
I did, so we're good.
Right, thank you. Is of course inviting you to a grand feast, and of course because it's a grand feast, there's a whole lot of drinking, and two reasons you are fine if that, even if you are not immune to being poisoned from the super buff that you have received thanks to Dolan, well, you have two fucking level 20 clerics, so alcohol poisoning is not really much of an issue for you.
True.
But if those two cases were not for you, then basically imagine like every big party that there's a lot of alcohol, multiply it by a few, and pretty much unless you like shake the stopper off and decide to like fuck off to do your thing, this drinking party binge lasts for about a week. And if not for the fact you are very high level and being immune to poison, there would have been some rolls to see if your liver still works. Just for the scale, like you are fine, you still can get buzzed and whatnot, but you basically get all the benefits of drinking without any downsides, more or less.
Good shit.
Ibram has drunk probably more barrels of alcohol than they could have possibly ever anticipated.
They're running out.
Chest like Bender pulls a drink out.
Luckily, I have that magic item that means I don't get drunk when I drink. I've had this since level 10.
Luckily, I'm basically immune to properly being drunk because of my size.
I have been sipping on some delicious red wine at a moderate pace.
And Ibram's sitting on a throne of barrels.
I was
I've
just
had
gonna
this
say
tankard.
that.
I have this tankard of sobriety since level fucking 10! Finally! A use for my magic item!
Yeah, I vaguely remembered you had something like that because I remember I saw that in your inventory once or twice.
Yep, but there hasn't been a use for it because it specifically says non-magical effects. So anytime I had to drink something magical, I'm just like, next time, cup.
Yep, that is fair. And Cap, we have a single neuron because I was just gonna say that towards the end of that week, Ibram just has a fucking throne made out of kegs and barrels.
Yes! Love that for my son. He breaks off one of the barrel rims and is wearing it like a crown. I am the king of the drunks.
But yeah, apart from that, much can imagine. Usual stuff that is happening at festivities, especially the Viking-themed ones, including like, maybe not in the mud, but like wrestling for sport and like entertainment, arm wrestling, fucking hell. What else? Sharing stories, basically being very boisterous and loud, and if someone gets into the mood, because the mood is very festive, if someone gets frisky, then that's also happening in the side rooms and whatnot. But one could say that a reward for a job well done is just more work, and sooner or later the nagging voices in your head that there's still shit to be done get loud enough that you realize that as much fun as relaxing and, well, whatever noun you would use, this probably has to end, and gotta keep on going. But I will say, just in case, so that, you know, I'm not robbing you of an opportunity, if you wanted to have an specific scene during those festivities with anyone, like NPC or between yourselves, feel free to have it. If not, then you can keep.
Not anything super specific, but I think that Dolan would just share a bottle of like some Bay or Elven vintage wine with Sidrin and just kind of like commiserate of like, we're gonna have so much paperwork to do. Nothing super specific though.
Good thing I can't write.
True.
Hey Dolan, that means you have to do my paperwork, remember?
I know, I've been doing it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thankless job.
Do you have any errands you need ran today?
He pulls out an already pre-made list.
Yep. And I just scurry off. It's like fix the faucet, redo the roof or something.
Like help my daughter move furniture.
Over here? Here? We
You
only
have like
moved it in.
you have like 4 or 5 aunts and daughters like shepherding you through the house and telling you where to put stuff.
That's a perfect exchange of effort.
Yeah. So initially I was thinking like on Bright Glaciers, but honestly when the news starts spreading, and then yeah, the festivities or rather the more festive mood definitely spreads towards your hometown as well. So it makes sense that he would, and Dolan can share a kind of Siderin that has this like relieved look of now that the immediate danger has passed from the city, but also the deep-seated official fatigue of official that's in his eyes.
Yeah, we government workers gotta stick together. Just endless work and paperwork.
Essentially, since yeah, I should probably like maybe reiterate that this, as we are doing this, we are in a bit state of a flux, because I might mention something that, oh hey, like this happens in like a few weeks or few months, and you might want to like interject, like you do something earlier. So the timeline, it's a, yeah, as I said, in flux, a bit wishy-washy, elastic, so that we can like adjust if need be. Yeah, because as days turn into weeks, as the time goes on, there is like more and more growing realization and belief that the immediate danger has passed, and while there have been some few close calls, now that the City of Hope has grown such renowned local heroes, the Chosen of the Light, the city and its citizens can look forward to something else besides beyond survival and actually live up to the hope aspect, which the council then starts, arguing. They all want, at the end of the day, like the same thing, but there are different what's the word I'm looking
Ways
for?
to go about it.
Yeah, avenues to go about
Methods.
it. Some just want to keep like expanding the city, even if we don't really have the necessary numbers right now. Although there is like a possibly baby boom in the making. Expanding the city. Some wants to just use the plans from Chivis to start teleporting back and from and establish an outpost at the mines to start getting more minerals. Others want to do something else. So it's yeah, want to do something good, but it's discussion of like how to do about it. And sure, you are powerful, and a lot of the regular foes, that's of course they are still there, just because some of the Night Lords have died, like the lesser foes, various shadows, undeads and whatnot, they do not disappear. They still appear, they still plague the world and whatnot, but unless like a specific situation happens, they are beneath you. But of course, even with access to high level magics and teleportations, you cannot be everywhere at once. So that's the case. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. Ibrahim. As
Yes.
well, the high of victory against Hellstrom persists for quite a bit, but not forever. And as they return to like regular life and duty, well, as regular as it can be for a level 20 character, comes back. What do you think Ibrahim would be
Ibram's happy.
doing?
How do I think he'd be doing?
Like in general, in this will be like a repeated question for like others. I'm just trying to gauge like, is the party, like, if not the party, the characters are more likely to go, okay, the immediate danger has passed, we can just pursue our projects, just chill out for quite a bit instead of like seeking out more danger. That's basically the vibe that I'm trying to do. And sorry.
Ibram's ready to. Ibram is definitely happy with everything that's happened. You know, for the very first time in probably several weeks, months, depending on how time passed. I can't exactly put my finger on that. And he finally feels like he doesn't have to worry about the safety of not only his party members but also the city as a whole. So he's basically like warily looking at the horizons of who and when will be the next threat, but also he's excited about the fact that for the very first time in a long time, at least, you know, the planet as a whole, for the 3 cities that they're aware of that exist, including his own, are chill and good, and life is actually kind of okay.
All right. Okay. I will have a similar question to Dolan, and I remember like what you mentioned, the church, about like the overall project, but of course that's like the scope of a lot longer.
His whole lifetime.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like beyond the scope of the campaign, but like in the more immediate future.
Yeah.
And also like similarly the vibe of like, does Dolan stay around, or would he actually, for whatever reason, start looking for trouble?
I think a little bit of both. He would definitely still be doing his job as the chief investigator of the city and providing aid to the council and to Sidoran when they need it, and doing missions when needed. But a lot of his free time would be consumed by expeditions out into the world, specifically targeting the different like celestial and fey labs that they made a lot of the monsters and a lot of this world at, for clues and for like research notes, anything left behind essentially is what he is looking at. And since he knows how fey magic and fey technology operates, he's going to try and get like as in-depth as possible at those locations.
All right. Yeah, I do not have like the handout ready. As I mentioned, this is mostly improvisation stuff because I wasn't entirely sure in which direction this would go. But like for Dolan, in terms of like expeditions, obviously quite a few of those would be like touching upon the area that was the former domain of Ruin and Decay. Because not because it's like near the like potential physical location of the pocket dimension of the prismatic brilliance, but because that domain exists there, because before it was corrupted, and that Dolan saw in the legend lore, that essentially more or less the high concept of that area by the gods was to create a bread basket for the for Eclipse. The bread basket, the fucking basically like very nature-oriented place, growing food, herbs, like one of the main,
Like an agricultural zone.
yeah, one of the like main locations would once upon a time be called the orchard, which of course then that was like turned into like fucking abomination. So yeah. Oh yeah, as was stated in the very initial handout, then yes, there are like Dolan through his investigative skill is able to piece together several locations of various ruins, underground laboratories or outposts, and definitely gather more info, or usually successfully gathering what he is looking for. If not the first time, then after a few tries.
I think he'd also try and talk every once in a while to the being of light within him, like meditate and just sort of try and have a conversation. Probably doesn't go well most of the time, but just trying to like understand it, almost like interrogating it. Like, what? How do you tick? Like, what is this?
Joins the cult. Last time I checked, you didn't kill a Night Lord, bitch. Hangs up.
What are you doing? Like, nothing. Sitting there, not providing me help.
Last I Who are we roasting?
The light.
The piece of light within me that gives me visions.
Oh yeah, that's right. And the piece of light can't 1v1 a Night Lord.
Exactly. It's just useless. But anyway, yeah, I'm interrogating them every once in a while. See if they, like, give me anything that I can work off of.
Give me... They're pretty much trying to grind it down over the matter of weeks of traveling and whatnot. I mean, I guess it still sounds more like a diplomatic approach.
Yeah, I have persuasion. I'm quite good at it, actually.
Persuasion, yeah. Not with advantage, sadly, but...
23.
23. As you said, most of the time it doesn't really go well, but the reason why Dolan still keeps trying is that he manages to notice subtle differences that build up over the course of weeks. And pretty much figuring out, rather confirming, because I think this is what I stated by your doppelganger when you talked in the last session or last sessions ago, that as much as it was like a piece of light, basically a piece of a hive mind, very what you did, now that it is in you, being exposed to your soul, well, that also changes things. Or it I'm trying to fucking say that he's getting
He's imprinting
exposed
upon
to
me like a
Dolan
baby duck.
pretty much like imprinting might be
Exposure therapy.
too strong of a word, but he's not really able to influence you, well, because you're, player character and you are your own thing, but like sorry, my train of thought derailed, but I think you get the vibe I'm going for with this.
Yeah,
I think
like it's rubbing off.
yeah.
I'm rubbing off on it, essentially.
Yeah,
It's
changing.
coming around to me.
However, you are still pretty damn sure. I'm not even gonna ask you to roll because I'm pretty sure you have your insight is out of us. So you are damn sure that as much as you're rubbing off of it, that red line he did mention to you like beforehand, that if you reach for the power that you shouldn't, that you cross the line, then we're gonna start throwing hands and we'll see where chips will fall down.
Nice.
I mean, he's getting less, but of course there's still this element of being like very aggravating to talk with.
Yeah. We probably get on each other's nerves quite a bit.
Which honestly, that's actually an interesting question. How Dolan was in the younger years? Was he like rebellious, young, aggravating shit stain, or not really? And that's why it's pissing him off.
When he was younger, it was definitely not really like that he was rebellious, but he did try to like escape the responsibility that he knew was going to be put on his shoulders for a long time. So he would like go out all the time and not really be at the house like ever, and he'd engross himself in school and other things to distract himself, but eventually when they moved here, it kind of hit him like a sack of bricks that like I need to be there for my family or we could fall apart very easily. Like someone needs to be the patriarch of this family and I'm the only one who can do it. So he kind of like shaped up real fast when they moved here.
All
It is probably reminding him of like the teens that he has in his family. Though this like moody being of light that doesn't want to talk to him. He's like, you remind me of my nephew.
Yeah, I just rolled out of curiosity to see like if in like, let's say, year in, would any member of the like oldest generation would die off. Like I rolled for Farenzia and for Dolan's mother.
Yeah, probably his mom might pass away. Most likely.
So this upcoming year, not yet, because of the like boost to health and whatnot, but probably at some point I will roll out of curiosity, like, oh hey, like seeing a few years in the future, like how would the old age finally caught up to some of them. And hello, JP.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I had
It happens.
a situation.
Real life happens.
It is all good.
What did I miss? Did I miss anything important?
We're doing like what you want to do in this upcoming time. Type stuff.
Yeah, I know, I remember that, but like how much time we got?
Ambiguous amount.
Yeah,
Okay,
nebulous.
because I joined and you were talking about like old people dying, and I'm like, how
It's an
much
ambiguous
time?
amount.
Jesus.
Mhm.
For now, I know.
It's been
I only
10,000 years.
I only rolled for like the like upcoming year hypothetically.
Okay.
But yeah, and also there was like a week-long binge drinking party at Bright Dersiers to celebrate your great victory.
Good.
Even had a pop a throne of casks.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
For he was known as the Drunk King.
He also gave himself a crown by breaking the top of one.
Yeah, I used the cask rim to be a crown.
But
Anyways.
and yeah, I basically started going with each character individually, like basically doing like a vibe check more or less, like centering around the like idea of does the character generally stays in the city doing their job, or do they actually like go out and seek trouble? And I was like, I believe unless you have more things to add, Church, I was
No, that's it.
yeah, gonna move on. And there, I vaguely remember something being mentioned about the City of Unforgiving Light.
Yes. However, Pastor has 2 goals that he wants to try for. One is that he does want to reach the Unforgiving Light and try to start something. But before that, he wants to actually make as much of a way as he can from like a shitty world map to the different cities, and like along the way planting trees of light at like safe houses.
You literally just want to be like a highwayman.
Yes, he is trying to plot out tree highways, like a little spider web,
Oh my god.
as
He's
well
literally
as
making the webway.
is trying to basically roguelite make his way through the world until he can make contact with the other cities.
Oh no, I'm
Wonderful.
dying. Plant 3 teleports home.
Yep. Literally. Just like
Jesus.
every few weeks you see him like stretching and get into like a runner's pose, and then he just like flies off again.
We will colonize the planet once more.
So
You know,
he's
you
just
can
like-
use those light runner horses that we have. The light horses.
Yes.
They run really fast.
He does also have wings.
Yeah, but the horse runs faster than you with wings. It's like 100 feet for
Well,
6 seconds.
he's also starting from like the end point of one of the safe house
That's
trees.
fair.
So he's going to a previous location and either using his wings or the horse.
Hell yeah.
And he's just trying to slowly web out little trees of light to go to different cities. Trying to make contact with what's left of the different peoples.
I know what Ebrum's gonna do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll wait till you finish with dirt, but I figured out what I finally actually wanted to do.
Yeah, so the Pastor. The idea is valid, however, there's also something that Pastor needs to take into the account, and basically putting down too many, like there's actually, you have the seeds, but there are not that many places you can successfully hide the trees of light.
Yeah.
Because obviously the council will never agree to like spread their forces to like protect 50 different sites, and
No, yeah.
just as you basically used it for the when you established the basically fast travel point at that Warforged scrapyard, that worked because that place is concealed, like
Yeah, so
covered
they're
and whatnot.
really few and far between. Right?
Yeah, and there are some,
Many.
and to be fair, might be useful, but on the other hand, it's like if the cities of light are the only remaining bits of civilization that can do trade between one another, and just having plants in them also helps out. Yeah, I can. Yeah, sure, I can see like Pastor doing this now that he's like a bit stronger. Probably. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think the like in between trees would be they would have to he would have to find a good place to hide them, so they're very much infrequent.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because like the light attracts the darkness, so like not every tree can be well protected.
Yeah, so he tries to very much limit it to like finding somewhere that is like manageable for like a week. Like he spends an entire week just trying to find a place that he can put the tree that won't be like immediately attacked. And then he would continue on from there, but very much like 3 trees in between a city, basically.
Alright. As a general vibe, you can give me we're gonna go with ability check this time. Either intelligence or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
Wisdom, because it's higher.
Ability check, not a saving throw. Ability check.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm gonna say that.
11.
Yeah, well, whenever like you still manage to pull it off, but it's basically this task definitely takes Pastor a long ass time. Like this is a matter of like weeks, not weeks, months minimum, with like up to a year or two to just like have like a rudimentary network setup. And of course, when it's a matter of like also maintaining it, as there will be situations where parts of the network get taken down, damaged, destroyed, and you have to like repair it again. So with that result, I'm gonna say like for the future, like 1 bit of Pastor's future is like very. Basically, this is like a very noble task he's doing, that he will get it, but just because he finished the job, basically he's now stuck with maintenance that will
He's back to patrol.
probably
Basically.
never end. Probably because spoilers, but
Not until we can figure out how to make more.
we'll get to that. Probably. And also for your like travels and whatnot, you would learn, and I guess you would share that information, that to spread the network, the glaciers would offer like assistance in travel through the sea, and checking out the southern region. And yes, the city of Ghostly Signing is made out of not ghosts per se, but I think I gave out the like concept of who lives there, and
You did at one point, but
yeah,
I'm
basically
trying to
not pirates, but there was this series of fan arts of like Assassin's Creed characters, but with Ghost Rider style. So pretty much bunch of Ghost Riders.
Okay. Yeah. Professor's just trying to reconnect these cities, basically.
Yeah, them that they seem, well, they are not hostile, but they're obviously wary, considering that they at first, if you didn't know better, and the fact that they are like intelligent and showing signs of civilization, they definitely have more undeadish vibes at the first glance. But I guess they wouldn't exactly qualify. Like, I don't believe D&D has it, but I vaguely recall that Pathfinder had the like species that kinda has like undead. It's basically treated almost like a half undead, almost, or has some undead characteristics, but they actually do not count as undead for certain things. I don't remember exactly, but them. And then the City of Burning Blood is pretty much just a bunch of corn berserkers.
Beautiful.
Which funny bit is, and Pastor would like most likely find out about it, like they are not inherently hostile to you. They are pretty like bloodthirsty and not really diplomatic. They also do not seem to have much in terms of defenses on the city. And you kind of have to worry, like, how the fuck they sustain the level of attrition that they must be suffering through.
Especially right next to blood.
And then you also fucking find, which basically their versions of Lazarus pits, basically pits of blood, and you witness at irregular intervals, but quite often. Actually, you witness several times the faces you've recognized, like you have seen before. They died. You saw them fighting against various, undead and whatnot. They died. They died. And then a bit later, the time is different. You see them, exactly them, emerging from those pools of blood.
Understood.
So you kinda get the idea how the fuck they managed to sustain this rate of attrition. For whatever reason, these fuckers come back to life. If they have these pools of blood. And it definitely puts into question the nature of connection between them and the domain of blood.
Yeah.
Which, actually, what's your fucking insight or investigation?
Not high.
Pastor. Yeah, fair enough.
Insight is slightly better than investigation.
But yeah, that's but yeah. And how, just so that I at least get this question out of the way, how do you envision your return to Unforgiving Light? Actually, what the fuck is even Pastor expecting coming back there out of all places?
He's expecting to be immediately targeted and having to basically immediately run to hide. He's not expecting that to go well.
You don't want, like, the super protector Ibram to go with you?
He has made the journey to the Unforgiving Light an open invitation, but he has prefaced it with "be extremely careful."
Oh, I'm almost 100% like joining you for at least one or two of your expeditions. Like maybe not all the time, but yes.
I'm definitely joining you at least to the City of Unforgiving Light, knowing that you're probably going to be dealing with heavy scrutiny / opposition.
Yeah.
I would go at least once.
Yeah, so let's put a pause on that particular branch of like Unforgiving Light, and
yeah, he definitely saves that one for after he's met at least like 2 other cities.
Yeah, branch of 2 character. JP Sasa.
Hi.
And before you go with your thing, just one note, so because that might alter your ideas, and I imagine Sasa would be interested in that information and would seek it out and would find out it pretty quickly. That not too long after these celebrations are done, she learned. I mean, all of you learn, but like I imagine there's more importance for Sasa. Learns that the forces of the Abyss domain have receded. And in fact, the dwarves of Iron Spark leave a message for Sasa saying that there's an ornate, dark as obsidian box left with note that it is specifically for her as a truce offering.
I'm doing like the finger wiggling thing. Wait.
No.
No, this is what Sass is doing right now. Like, give me that. Give it to me.
Right. And of course, the box is checked. It's not wrapped. There's nothing nefarious on it. And the note left is written in a simple, not crude, but just simple language. I mean, no, it's in the language you understand, but like the style of writing is very like simple and to the point, and written by someone that's not really used to writing in the first place. And it says offering no shadows without light. Yeah, it's very simple and short, and for that reason, you, as you are checking the box and like beginning to open it, the by now familiar voice of your weapon
Me?
gets not yours.
Mine.
Like, how did it help? What?
No, it's my gun.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I'm gonna get back to you on that in a moment. But yeah, Sasa, which is, it doesn't really say anything, your weapon. It's just this very like squeak, like this vibe of being extremely hyper. Not hyperactive, like for fuck's sake, brain. Overjoyed, like this, giving this like squeal of like yes.
Of like agreeing to the truce.
Excitement?
Not really. Not. I mean, the truth is like, let's think. It's like if it's what it is inside.
Oh.
Because as you open it and you basically like inspect it, it is what turns out to be the important materials, elements, basically the components needed for you to create your masterpiece. I mean, I say masterpiece, but hold on, I'm gonna just fucking. I'm not gonna create the Downbringer, the your version of that.
Give me.
Initially, I was only gonna say that, oh yeah, you need to like kill that fucker to get it, but I had to like adjust some plans, and basically the difference is that without like the full corpse and the full essence to purify, with the part of him that he left as a Bruce offering, basically the process of crafting is just gonna be a bit longer, so like matter of weeks, possibly months of like intensive labor, but yeah, you will be able to craft your version of Downbringer from this. Like what those components were exactly, I leave it up to you. If it's like, you know, like a barrel or like a basically part of flesh, whatever whatever is fancy to you in terms of fluff, but yeah, mechanically you managed to pull it off, and Sasa does get like instinctual, subconscious, like better vibe of balance like not fully done, but like like in her soul, this does feel like a step in the right direction.
In the right direction. Yes, I
She's like-
squeal alongside my gun.
Yeah.
This is a good gift.
And so I don't fucking forget, sorry, that I jump. Because I only came up with this like recently between the sessions. The voice of the weapon, it doesn't have the same character, at least it doesn't feel like it. But it's very similar, but it definitely has the voice of Hellstrom.
What? Is that you, Hellstrom?
You got a little guy.
It sounds like him, but it sounds like him, but it's not him.
What are you doing in there?
Although it's
Tap,
like
tap.
giving like a very like strong impression, which to explain, if Ibrahim asked around, then you know the answer would be like, of course, this fucking thing was made from him, and if it was part of him, then of course it imprinted Hellstrom on the weapon.
What does he want me to do? What do you want? What do you want doing, little guy?
Don't bother me unless you are killing something.
But okay. It's a cat. Callie, Dolan, I have a cat.
I'm back.
Okay.
Points at Spear.
Huh?
Huh? He looks at you.
It talks to me.
What is
But
with
it doesn't-
you and having weird shit happen?
It told me that it doesn't want me to bother it unless I'm slaying something. I have baby Hellstrom.
What?
Huh?
Yeah,
I magically identify the fucking sword. The spear.
It's a spear.
The spear sword.
Sport.
The
Yeah.
spore.
Spored.
Yeah, the bringer of ruin, that definitely gives like evil vibes,
Oh, great.
and it is a sentient weapon. Yes.
Ah. Does it have like a piece of Hellstrom's soul in it or something?
Not that. It just
Okay.
it just has like a very, very, very strong impression of Hellstrom, considering that it was literally
Okay.
made from him.
Okay. Then I'll describe that to Abram. I'll be like, it's not him, it's just mimicking him because it was made from him essentially.
Yeah. So the voice is on,
Don't
but
trust
the character is. I mean, it was already bloodthirsty, but this one is like, I don't give a fuck who, just kill, just spill blood, just fucking bring death and ruin upon anyone that stands in your way.
You got it. Small child stands in my way by accident in line. It starts speaking to me. Kill it. Do it. It's exactly what I imagine at this point.
Yeah, it's like it does not give a fuck who dies or what dies. It just needs to die.
I'm just trying to get a pastry. It's not worth killing over a pastry.
It's always worth killing over a pastry.
But it has a mom and a dad.
Everyone has family.
Derp has become the voice in the weapon. Oh, that's great.
I'm fine with that. But yeah. Yeah, so I only wanted to throw in that bit because I still wanted to like keep going with. So yeah, the weapon crafting of downringer, that's one like big thing, and the overall question to you, if you are with us, JP, I'm not sure if I.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and the like other overall question that I'm asking like everyone else is that as a general vibe, do you think that Sasa is mostly staying in the confines of safety of the City of Hope or Iron Spark pursuing her various projects, or do you think that she is looking for trouble? Because as a reminder, in terms of like immediate threats, like the City of Hope is like secure.
So besides working on Dawnbringer on Momiji, right, my gun, she does go with Pastor every now and then, like 2 times to one of his explorations. But most of the time, she wants to explore the Warforged factory on the Dwarfs city.
Oh yeah, the big one that was
The underground, yes.
Yeah, it had like a small accident when the worm attacked, but yeah, it's now working. Like,
yes,
strongly.
And she wants to bring my sister with me, because she's now like my note taker, because mine suck. So I'm bringing her with me, and we can both investigate, so I don't leave her behind and stuff.
Right. But yeah, they definitely like. There also seems to be like some dwarves seem interested in like pursuing or restoring their capacity to like create like big warforged. But as the weeks go by, there's also another idea that is prevalent amongst the masses of dwarves that captivates the minds, the spark of brilliance, and that is an airship. Like trying to figure out like that from the scratch.
Oh hell yeah!
From the scratch, like because that technology was not there, but like going the other way. Fuck, what I'm trying to say, brain, please.
Kick it really hard. It works on my mower.
There were no actual airships existing, just from the other existing technology and them being fucking a little bit still mad geniuses. They like start thinking, but what if we make machines that can fly? And they basically like trying to figure out from the scratch like how to create a blueprint of an airship, then build it, which is also like longest term project, but they will be like very enthusiastically trying to bring the Maple siblings on board.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think for Sasa, her priority has been to learn exactly how the Warforged matrix works. Because I remember that's something Sasa was really asking Pastor, and Pastor had like not really a engineering concept of it. So that's what Sasa wants to investigate. And whenever she finds time to help on the airship, she's definitely gonna help, because she's like, I can fly, but what if my machines go fly? So she's 100% on board. Oh my god, I could make like a giant... Oh my god. I can have a dragon mech. Oh, that's so cool.
Orbital Death Laser.
D&D dragon mech.
Hammered of Dawn.
Let's not go into orbital just yet.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I would say that if you... Yeah, we'll see like how... Because for now it sounds like at least fair bit of time will pass. At the bare minimum of like months. I would say that in that amount of time you would find out the answer to the matrix. Like figure out the power source, how to create it, and there's a different there are Warforged and there are Warforged. basically the difference between like you create a machine, like robotic metallic body, and that's a like robot. There's still that's spruce of something, this extra detail. And it doesn't have to be the only method, but in your research you do find that the initial ways, the old ways that existed at the very start of this world, was that you take a soul, you purify it through the matrix, and basically the matrix pretty much purifies it, and you basically stuck it in the power source.
That's a horrifying realization.
However, the reason why I'm only saying that it's one of the methods possible is that because I don't believe we ever had that talk there, because this topic was not coming up, so we kind of left it unexplored.
I do not believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, how would you think, like for Pastor, because of the glitches, do you think that there was a bit of a soul, non-Warforged soul, that was stuck into him? Or he's glitching because he is like awakened Warforged the natural way?
I think it is. He is a pure Warforged, no soul.
Alright.
I think that Pastor is very much just like a chance thing that can happen if maintenance is not provided immediately after a glitch inside of the like matrix or the like perception of the Warforged.
So you cannot just gain your personality and sentience because something went wrong in your, like, after the glitch. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Pastor is purely as he is because of an accident.
Oh my god, Buster was in an accident.
That's why his eyes are orange. That's his error color.
Error code O-ring.
Yeah. Right.
Alright.
That's the basic. That's definitely the big discovery there. Think.
Okay. Well,
Unless you wanted to throw in something.
yes. One thing. Realizing this. First, it's a horrible realization. That obviously one of the methods, not the only method, but one of the methods is to embed a soul upon the matrix, and it works.
Yeah,
On the other side, it means that if Sasa manages to succeed on her work, she could potentially do what she told Beckett she will do. So she's not gonna tell her sister anything about her plan. She's just gonna, oh, these are the results of our investigation. Okay. But I keep it in mind.
Right. I have one question back to Derp, but this was relevant to like Sasa's thing. Derp, do you remember I gave you this like vision of like you seeing the like burning part of a city and Warforged like conducting purges? That was back in the first season. Do you remember if you spreaded that information, if that was like shared at all?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah. Pastor told everyone about his visions and that the fact that he was actually part of a couple purgings.
Yeah, but
that's what we were talking about.
But you were glitching and you were not going through with them.
Yes.
Right. So, Sasa, you can give me. This is like very broad thing, so I'm gonna say like intelligence ability check. Actually,
You know what I'm doing.
intelligence or wisdom, depending on like which is better for you.
Well, intelligence is better, but apparently I did like shit. Advantage because I'm so cool and awesome.
I mean, because of like Pastor's assistance, sure, you can try one more time.
Hell yeah! And I got a plus
So-
5. Oh god damn it!
Oh no.
It's a 14.
Yeah, because you can use the
Flash of genius. Yes.
Okay, so Sasa comes into another realization, considering that there were other warforged produced, and apparently Unforgiving Light has them, and they might still be making them. You kind of wonder, wait, where the fuck they are getting the souls in? I mean, sure, they could be trying to just stuff like unfortunate sacrificial lambs in. But you get another answer, and something in your gut tells you that's the more prevalent method of basically channeling the light into them, the capital light. Basically chucking off,
makes sense.
basically chucking off the pieces of the hive mind, which the light is, and basically that way ensuring the absolute loyalty.
Oh, that makes sense. Shit.
Pastor is a piece of the light then.
I mean, you are the specific case.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you were a part of the light, and you kind of just became your own thing.
It was an accident.
Yeah, but you are your own thing.
Yeah.
An accidental thing, but a thing. Or you're not longer a thing.